Obviously a recent one, but I like it, and I like it so much that I made it the poster. Each of our publications has a poster in the 100,000 Horsemen of West Africa. I hope you can see that. But they had to fight the cavalry, and in doing so, techniques were developed that were specific to cavalry warfare. The greatest technique, here's a photograph of the square formation that was used by both the British, the French, anybody who had to deal with cavalry. As a matter of fact, there's some documents that point out that they treated all of their warfare as if they would cavalry. In other words, just be compact, and in that compactness, keep the enemy, in this case being the Africans, as far away as possible. So here's the square formation, and in it you see the Maxim machine gun here. Notice the troops are black. This is from 1903, and the square, in each of the corners of the square would be a machine gun, or big mortars and other heavy weapons, and inside would be the brothers, all using their better weapons. Okay, you've all heard of the Congress of Berlin in 1885. The real deal was in 1892, the other Congress of Berlin, in which the importation of the modern weapons was the object of the conference. They said, whatever you do, do not import the most recent weapons to the Africans. That was, to me, more significant than the first Congress. Okay, but the square formation was used against the cavalry. Again, we're starting to talk about an area that is so rich in documentation. And this is, again, just the first part. This is part one. You guys going to invite me back for part two? Okay, because part two talks about these subjects more. And this is how the Africans resisted colonialism. There wouldn't have been 200,000 black European troops in the field if they weren't fighting anybody. See, they had small forces relative to the African forces. So we're going to, we look at, there's a book that you probably, if you haven't read it, should read, called West African, what is it, West African Resistance? It's by Michael Crowder. Yeah, West African Resistance, the Military Response to Colonial Occupation. And in it, he talks about Samurai, Touré, the Tukulor Empire, the Sokoto Caliphate, and about Ashanti and many of the other big wars that were fought in the defense of Africa against the colonial invasion. Samurai Touré we really should discuss, but we really don't have a lot of more time now because I want to get to the questions and answers, and we will discuss that since we've been invited back in the second part in considerable detail. Samurai Touré developed two empires. The first empire was in the early 1880s, and the second was in the 1890s, and between them it covered all the way from Guinea all the way over into Ghana, which is, if you travel there, is a very big place. Remember, from here to there, it's almost the size of the continental United States. From here to the coast is from Washington to California, just about. So this area is an incredibly large area. Just to give you an idea, he fought off the French for 17 years. School children in France were as aware and admired the tactics and the battles of Samurai Touré as much as they did their own French generals. He fought them off 17 years, and brothers and sisters, he manufactured his own modern rifles. He imported them from Freetown, and he imported them from wherever he could, and when the importation stopped, the brother said, hold it, we can make these. And he manufactured thousands of his own rifles. His use of cavalry, hard-riding cavalry, was such that he would use up 3,000 horses a month. Now, we haven't seen 10 horses, 10 black Africans on horsemen. I don't have this slide here, but I usually show a slide where the sons of Samurai Touré, at least 10 of them, are riding on horses. You know, they're shots with children, black children riding horses. And we don't see it. It's like they're lied. We've been lied to. You know, as long as we followed the outline that said the slave trade destroyed everything, none of this will make sense. I guarantee you. Follow that outline. Don't think anything existed and pick up any good new scholarship, African scholarship. It won't make any sense at all. You have to understand, one, the slave trade did not destroy Africa. That it wounded Africa badly. I'm sure with all the great population that existed, West Africa would have easily become another Nile Valley civilization. Easily. You know, but it did not destroy West Africa by a long shot. Okay, so as late as the turn of this century, you had these large numbers of states resisting colonialism. When we start talking about, okay, time out. We're going to take a time out here to change the tape and give me a drink of water. If any of you has to go, please take a look at our series before you do. Bill Keys. Yeah. No, leave that there and just go. Oh! I didn't realize we spent this much time.